Hi folks, and welcome to the first episode of Video Game Choo in 2019. New year, same old shit from the Video Game Choo podcast. But you know, sometimes it's comforting to have something that you can expect to come back to. We're not going to be much different. We're going to keep giving you what you deserve, and that is top quality content, good old classic jokes, and video game conversation with me, John. And this week, we have two of our best friends in the world. Solon, you're here.
Yeah, that's right, I am here. Hi, John. Thank you for welcoming me back to the podcast for 2019.
Yeah, welcome back. And we got Niall here.
Hello, hi, it's me. I'm back. 2019. I'm ready.
Yeah, you've been in 2019 longer than we have.
That's true. I've been here for 5 hours more than you and 8 more than Solon, I want to say.
Yep.
I think. Yeah.
Doing the math in my head, that is substantially 3% more of 2019 than I've lived.
Yeah. Well, I already can't wait for it to be over, so.
Whoa. What happened? What did 2019 do to you already? I guess we're gonna talk about it today, aren't we?
I guess we will a little bit, yeah.
I'm very glad that both of you are here, and I'm very glad that everyone listening is here with us, because, hey, we're going to have a good show tonight. So, Niall, you've been playing quite a lot of games.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, I'm interested to hear what's been going on, because you've been, playing a little catch-up here and there, but also you've been diving into some, multiplayer games, and I'm interested to hear some of that. So, first off, why don't you tell us about Dead by Daylight? I know that you've been really into this game lately.
Yeah, I really have been. I talked about it on, the last podcast I was on at, the start of December, I want to say. But at that point, I think I'd played, 2 hours of it, and I'd only played as a killer, and, I liked it, but it was the Game of the Year rush, and, I hadn't put in much time on it. So over the break, or really since we kind of wrapped our Game of the Year discussion, I started playing more of it, and I just kind of haven't been able to stop. It's kind of become the thing I do now in my free time, which is nice because over the past couple of years, I've seen a lot of people I know get into a game, have their video game that they play, and it's nice to have one of my own now, I guess. They've been doing their year-end event, and that's been fun for leveling up because it's been double XP points. I started thinking about things I've never thought about before when it comes to multiplayer games, the idea of a meta or how to build a character in a multiplayer game is something I've never had to think about, because any multiplayer games I have played have been stuff like PUBG or Rocket League, where everyone is by design on the same playing field with the same level of stuff all the time. Thinking about that kind of stuff is such a new thing, and getting into a game in the way I've been getting into Dead by Daylight is such a new thing, and I've been really, really enjoying it. And I've actually sort of like I said, when I mentioned it before, I had only really played as a killer, but what I've actually found is, since I started really getting into it, that I much prefer playing as a survivor, which is not something I expected to really like that much, but I've really gotten into it, and it's just been it's been a blast, and I'm so glad that I have that game now.
I'm just really glad you're playing less stressful games than The Quiet Man, and that this is kind of your way to recuperate emotionally from that experience.
Yeah, I'm de-stressing from The Quiet Man by playing an asymmetrical horror game.
I'm actually
a
really
game where I am being stalked actively by another player.
I'm really interested in what you're talking about with the meta. How does the meta evolve in a game where you're trying to survive? You're basically holding on for dear life all the time, anyways.
Right. So basically every character, both survivors and killers, have 4 perk slots. And as you level up, you unlock the ability to go from 1 perk slot to 2 to 3 to 4. And each character also has 3 of their own perks that are unique to them and them alone. But you can, like, when you get to level 35, their first unique perk becomes teachable to everyone else with a character. So I've been as I started like with a character whose one of her 3 perks is that she gets a speed burst at like 150% speed for 3 seconds. And then it has to have a cooldown. So that's who I started with, because I was like, okay, I'm not going to be great at this probably. So I'm going to want to get away from killers, and this character can get away from killers. So that's who I'm going to play. And then sort of as I started playing through the game and started understanding the game and sort of understanding how people play the game and getting a feel for what kind of character I wanted to play as, I sort of really started to like gear that build of that character towards a certain thing. And so like pretty quickly I unlocked a perk called Lightweight, which basically makes it so that when you run in the game as a survivor, you leave scratch marks behind for the killer to track. So this perk Lightweight makes it so that those scratch marks go away faster. And so then when I added in the 3rd perk, which was another of her unique perks, it basically heals you and gives you a speed burst once you finish the generators and open the doors. So then I started thinking like about the meta of the game and how that works. And I started thinking like, okay, I want to build a character that can counter the meta that killers are using, which is basically like to get in close and fuck you up as much as possible. So I want to be a character that is hard to find at first. And then when I am found is like better prepared to get away.
That's brilliant. Yeah.
Right? So like, I noticed as I was like going through lists of different perks that the other survivors that I wasn't playing as were using, I noticed that like one of the other characters had a perk called Urban Evasion, which is basically when you're crouching, you move at the same speed you would when you're walking. But
they walk so like Simon from Castlevania. They like get down on their knees like, huh, 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 huh.
Yeah, basically, like you're just crouching really fast, and obviously crouching helps because you're not making noise. If you're injured and you're crouching, you're not like crying in pain as much. Like, so it's a very like powerful perk. And I started leveling up this other character to try and like unlock her perk for the character that I'm playing as. And then they have a thing every week where like, with the points you get from leveling up, they have like every week they'll rotate in 2 survivor perks and 2 killer perks. And if you have enough points from leveling up, you can just unlock that perk for everyone. And sure enough, Christmas week, they added the perk I wanted to that. So I was able to get that perk without having to level that other character and then add it into my main character. And now I have like this full build of these 4 perks that work together so that I can now like sneak around and be really hard to spot. But once I am spotted, I can get the fuck away from you, like, as quickly as possible. Like, and it's just like this way of thinking about a game that I haven't ever thought about before. And that's a really cool thing to just have to do. And like, it's really getting me immersed in the game and in thinking about the game. And I've been really enjoying it because I am like being forced into thinking in a way that I haven't been before.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's like a really fun game. At first when I played it, and I think I even said this in my like Game of the Year write-up, I wasn't sure if the game was particularly well designed. But the more I've played it, like the more I've been convinced like, oh, this is actually kind of balanced in a way that's really like well designed and really well designed for it to be like, okay, like everyone has a thing that they can do that makes them a viable character for the most part. You know, like there's a couple survivors who have perks that aren't great, and some of the killers, like Freddy Krueger is in that game as one of the killers, and he's kinda not great as far as like his abilities and perks go. But like other than that, like it's it's such a like interesting way of thinking about it, and trying to then having to adapt according to what killer you're playing against, according to like if you're playing as a killer, what the survivors are using or what you think the survivors are using. It's been a lot of fun.
Is there a sleep mechanic in the game?
There is, kind of.
Because if there's not, I don't know if Freddy Krueger would be all that great in the meta.
So basically, like, the way Freddy works is he puts you to sleep, but you can still, like, move around and do stuff normally. You're just kind of, like, sleepwalking.
What? Oh, that's rad.
So the thing is, like, you can't see Freddy unless he has you sleepwalking, basically.
Oh, that's very cool.
Yeah, so you don't see Freddy until Freddy is coming after you specifically, which Freddy is apparently the lowest tier killer, but I have so much trouble against Freddy because you can't see where he is until he's chasing you. So, like, the cue for Freddy is near when you can't see him is you can hear, like, the creepy kids singing, like, in the background. Like, you get that audio cue to say, like, oh, you're kind of in Freddy's territory, but he's not after you yet.
Oh.
So it's, yeah, like, each killer has different powers, whereas all the survivors get items. Like, you can pick up a flashlight to blind a killer, or a med kit to heal yourself, or a toolbox to make repairs, or to sabotage the hooks that the killers put you on. But each killer has their own unique thing. Like, Michael Myers has, like, his evil within shit. The pig from Saw can put, you know, that contraption from Saw that they put over the head to, like, rip the head into?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She can put that on you, and if she puts that on you, you can't get out of the level until you get it off. So there's, like, little machines with little jigsaw puppets on them that you gotta go around to and, like, use to get the machine off your head. Leatherface is in that game. He can just, like, charge you with a chainsaw and insta-down you. It's cool. I've had a really good time with it.
That's rad. I'm glad that you're enjoying it as much as you are.
Yeah, I wish the PS4 version ran a little better. I've been playing mostly on PS4. I have it on Steam as well, and I thought maybe I should switch over to it. Like, the PS4 version is very, very difficult to play as a killer because the frame rate in first person does not seem to be great. Especially because, like, so the killer I've been playing as is called the Legion, who in the lore are, like, 4 edgy, fucked up teenagers who, like, just kill for fun and shits and giggles, basically. But their thing is that they're, like, the same as, like, they look from a distance like a survivor. So, you know, if you're a survivor and you see the Legion is running around, like, you could mistake them for another survivor if you weren't paying attention. And their power is basically that they go into a frenzy and then they don't have any cooldown and they can leap over the, like, pallets you drop to block a killer from getting to you. And their whole thing is, like, they target teamwork. So one of their perks is that if 2 survivors are working together, you get, like, a visual cue to say, here's 2 survivors and they're working together. Which is a nice spin on it because it ordinarily, Dead by Daylight encourages you to work with other survivors for speed. Whereas this is like, okay, there's 2 survivors together. Now you have this visual cue so you can go and fuck them up at the same time, basically, because you're the fastest killer. And you can, like, just go stabby, 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 stab without, like, any cooldown for a few seconds. But, like, because they're only the same size as the survivors, they have, like, this huge disadvantage on levels where there's, like, there's a farm level where there's just a giant field of corn. And when you're trying to move through that as the Legion, it's so fucking hard to see what's going on because the frame rate is bad as in that first person. And, like, you just have these stalks of corn above your head and you can't see shit. Whereas on PC, it's apparently much, much better. So I've thought about making that switch. I might make that switch, but the PC community doesn't have the best reputation either. So, like, that's kind of what's keeping me away from it.
It's a shame.
But it's a good game. I like it. I really love that game.
I'm so glad that you got really into Dead by Daylight. That's such a It's such a cool game.
Yeah, I'm like almost at like I'm on the verge now of doing something I've never done in a multiplayer game, which is prestiging. So like that's a weird thing. It's like, oh, I can prestige in like 2 more levels and get this new skin where my character is covered in blood now, because that's like the prestige skin. And, so yeah, I'm really happy that I started playing that game. It's been a lot of fun.
All right. Thank you so much for the Dead by Daylight update.
Of course.
The daylight.
Mm-hmm.
I've actually also been playing games. I've also been playing games from my Game of the Year list, kind of like to wrap them up, to give them a goodbye, and or maybe not. I might just want to keep playing them because they've just been all so great. But last week I finally finished the World of Light on Video Game Choo stream. And so Smash Bros story mode-esque thing is kind of is done. And John, you were hating on me. You said, you're not gonna be able to finish it this week. You're not gonna be able to finish it next week.
I wasn't hating on you. I was trying to be reasonable. I was like, Solon, you got 2/3 of the way through the World of Darkness, and I was like, you know, if you don't want to stream, like, I didn't say if you don't, I was just like, yeah, you should probably save it for next week. John, it's a long thing.
You're such a reasonable person, and that's unfortunately not going to work with Solon, who is unreasonable completely.
Yeah.
Look, I know you have your Until We Beat It streams and all that. I'm not talking shit, I promise. I just didn't know how long you wanted to go with it, but yeah, you went ahead and finished it, and I can give you congratulations for that.
Thank you. I also completely agree with what Rose said about it last week, so I don't need to go too far into it. The second half's amazing. It was such a, like,
yes.
How it made me reflect on the first half, like, wait, why was I even bothering with the first half? This was kind of boring next to the second half, but you can only say that once you've actually done the second half, so maybe it's just a testament to how well it escalates. But it wasn't even like a thing where I had 8 hours of the game left. I decided to do it all in one stream because I'm loco. But it was fun to do. It was actually a complete breeze to just knock out the second half in a fraction of the time it took me to knock out the first half. Mm-hmm. And so that was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
I think of all the other things, I also agree with Rose on. Pichu is the best. Sonic 06 is a genuinely funny game. And I kind of got to a point by the end where I was just, in all of the World of Light, I was just using the same build over and over to clear out objectives as quickly as possible. But it ended up being the funniest build because it was just pulling Ganondorf out and Warlock punching things to death and making sure that Warlock punch did like 60 damage and 1-hit KO'd anything that got in your way.
Hey, if it works, it works. I found out that I loved Pokemon Trainer when I did World of Light. That was kind of my prerogative. I started to play as Pokemon Trainer, and I was just like, oh shit. Because it's 3 separate characters, 3 very different things that you can do. So it's like, oh, I gotta be quick for this fight. I'll be Squirtle. Oh, I gotta be big and bulky. I'll be Charizard. Like, you can do whatever the hell you want.
I have a question about that.
Yes?
When are you Ivysaur? Because all the other times make sense. Like you want to be fast sometimes, so you're Squirtle when you have like low percentage, and then when you're at high percentage, you want to be really bulky, so you pick Charizard. Poor Ivysaur just kind of like gets totally stuck in the middle.
No, I play as Ivysaur whenever I want, because honestly, I think Ivysaur is probably the one I have the most fun with. So, you know.
What part's fun? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What part of that is fun with Ivysaur?
I just like how Ivysaur feels. Ivysaur's got a lot of real cool tools. Like the most of Ivysaur's specials are really fun. Like the Bullet Seed and the Razor Leaf.
So more of like a utility kind of.
Yeah. So, I guess real quick, I will ask: did you 100% it, or did you just kind of mainline it?
I wasn't going to. I don't really like 100%ing it. And then yesterday, Wrestle Kingdom happened, And I spent the entire time just clearing out the World of Dark, and so I've actually already 100%ed all of the World of Dark, and I'm now getting into the World of Light, and I'm gonna
there you go.
I'm gonna do it.
There you go. There you go.
I didn't mean to.
Hey, are you? As long as you don't end up like me, okay? Because I am almost done getting all the spirits. I have like 30 left out of 1,320. No, 1,305. I want to say. So
I checked last night, and I hit the 50% mark of all spirits obtained, and I went, "Oh no, I'm gonna become like John."
I mean, if you 100% World of Light, you get like 700 of them or something like that. So you know.
Yep, I think I am actually. I think I'm going to be able to get all of the... I even did the thing where you during the event that happened, where there's only like a certain time period where spirits come out, like 4 o'clock and 7 o'clock and 10 o'clock, or when these spirits are out. I logged in at 7 o'clock to get the stupid dice block spirit, and I'm like... Oh no, Smash Brothers, what have you done to me?
You don't have to do that. They show up randomly. It's just like it's guaranteed at that time.
I thought it was really cool. I was just like, damn, this is a total like gotcha kind of system, but there's no buy-in incentive, and it doesn't. There's nothing sketchy about it, and it's not super like in your face or in the way or anything. It was just like, yeah, this is fun to do.
They're not asking you for more money. It's just like little extra pieces of content. Like, hey, here's these 3 new fights that you can do. Have fun.
Yep. It's been awesome.
All right. So, real quick, since we are talking about Smash, I'm going to really quick talk about the news that came up about it.
What's new on the Smash scene?
So, there has been a data mine. So, we're getting back into the speculation scene once more into the breach. It's real quick. It's real quick. This is actually just kind of confirmation of stuff that we kind of already knew. I don't recall if we talked about the previous leak. So yeah, I mean, Game of the Year happens, so it's messy. Shit's been messy. So Arc System Works, I know this sounds completely off topic, but Arc System Works announced the Grand Blue Fantasy fighting game. And that was a huge surprise. Nobody had ever guessed that was happening. That it was just like, wow, they're going to make a Grand Blue Fantasy game? Except someone on 5channel, which is like basically Japanese 4chan, had posted about it. And not only had they posted about that, they had leaked the existence of Persona 5R, which also got confirmed recently, which is... We don't know exactly what it is yet, but it's probably going to be the like remake Persona 4 Golden style game for Persona 5. And they mentioned some stuff for Smash. They talked about how Joker was going to have Mementos as the stage, and he was going to have a Jack Frost assist trophy.
Okay.
And then they also said that Erdrick from Dragon Quest III was going to be a DLC character. I don't know much about Dragon Quest, so I apologize for not being able to elaborate too much on it. I don't remember what the stage was going to be, but they said that the slime will be an assist trophy, and some of the alternate costumes for Erdrick is going to be the main character from 9, I think, and the main character of 11. So they're going to represent, like, the recent Dragon Quest games. So that was a rumor, but this rumor seems to be legit now, because some data miners got into the code of Smash and found information for some of the DLC characters. They found a code referring to Paku, which is the Piranha Plant, Jack, which is most likely Joker, and finally a character called Brave. Now, some people might think, oh, maybe Brave is someone from Bravely Default. Maybe it's... I've seen, I feel bad, but I follow a Twitter account that really wants Agumon to be in Smash Bros, who thinks that Agumon might be in because Agumon has the crest of bravery, and a lot of his like music has brave in the title. But the Dragon Quest III Heroes class is brave. So I think that pretty much points to Erdrick being in the game.
You could also have the old 1980s Atlanta Braves mascot, the bleacher creature.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
If Nintendo wants to invest in new IPs, I think that perhaps the Major League Baseball franchise would be a good place.
If Nintendo wants to get even more racist, perhaps.
Of course.
What if it was like a phone with a copy of Final Fantasy All the Bravest on it?
I mean, maybe Square Enix would be more happy about that because
Yeah, probably.
I don't know. I'm so confused about like why Square Enix would agree to this after how stingy they were with Cloud and the Final Fantasy stuff. Like, I can't imagine how stingy they're going to be with Dragon Quest music because, like, hey, the dude that made, like, from what the leak said, they're doing this to market Dragon Quest harder to America, but the dude that does the Dragon Quest music is a huge nationalist. Not only that, but he's also a gigantic homophobe and transphobe. Absolute piece of shit guy. I can't imagine how hard it must have been to have him sign off on, like, letting people in America listen to the music from Dragon Quest, because that's why Dragon Quest XI has all those shitty remixes instead of the orchestral versions, because he wouldn't let them. He has the rights to the music, so I don't know how that'll go. Maybe they'll get around it by just doing remixes, but yeah, I guess we'll see soon, because, I mean, there might be a Nintendo Direct pretty soon. Maybe we'll see him then.
Yeah, I bet it's just like whatever like music was in the Western release for Dragon Quest XI.
Mm-hmm.
I assume.
I just want to know what the slime's going to do as an assist trophy. That has me really excited.
I hope it's the rocket slime.
There could be a lot of slimes because there's metal slimes and king's queen royal cool slimes. Big guys, little guys.
Mm-hmm.
They could surround you, envelop you, throw you around, teleport you. I don't know what. They could have a lot of slimes in there. I love that idea.
We'll find out soon.
Slimes.
But yeah, it's really surprising. Like, they have, like, data for these characters in there. Like, they have their stats in there. And that's just really surprising. Like, people are already, like, planning out how they're going to be playing these characters because the data's in the game already. Like, oh,
that's incredible.
Joker's going to be really fast. He has a wall cling, and like people know all this stuff already. And of course they could change that, but I'm sure Piranha Plan's pretty much done, and I feel like they probably have a good idea of what Joker's going to be. I bet Erdrick will be different by the time he comes out, but, you know, we'll see.
Right, they could still patch all these numbers and change them all, but yeah, a lot of the data for the characters that are coming to Smash Brothers are already in the game, like, baked in, and you can data mine, like, your own copy to see what's in there, which is kind of cool.
Yeah. It was some really in-depth data mining, though, because, like, I talked to our friend and yours, M, from the Cutting Room Floor about this.
Yeah.
And they told us, like, this wasn't just, like, in the raw data. Like, this wasn't something that you could just, like, look through the files for. It was in, like, really in-depth. So people just now cracked it, which means that from now on, it'll be easier to read the game's info and understand what's coming. But, you know, at the very least, it's not like how it was in Smash 4, because I remember in Smash 4, they just uploaded the data for, like, Roy and Ryu, like, a week before they announced them. So everyone was just like, people were playing as them before they got announced, because that's how it went. And it was just like, well, great. Like, people just unlocked Roy and Ryu on Smash 4 without paying for it. It's weird. It's wild. But yeah, that's pretty much that.
Yep. Agumon for Smash.
Yeah, I don't have any skin in the game anymore, so I'm just gonna keep hoping for Agumon, because I want Agumon Twitter person to be happy. They warm my heart every time I see them.
I just want them to be happy. They
do.
To be happy.
Agumon Twitter, you're out there hustling as best you can. I hope they put Agumon in just for you. All right, Solon, what have you been playing?
Besides Smash Brothers, I've also gotten back to playing my number 2 game of the year, which was The Void Rains Upon Her Heart. And the way that I explained it in my game of the year, I almost feel like it wasn't enough somehow. I wrote a lot about it, but just how getting back into playing it and just how easy it was to get into this, like, it's a game where you're constantly clenched, but you always feel relaxed. And I don't know how to describe that. But I've been comparing it a lot to Binding of Isaac, because it's a bullet hell game in a more conventional sense than the Zelda-esque Binding of Isaac. But instead of where Binding of Isaac, like, constantly tries to punish you when you do bad and make you feel like you're getting, like, things are getting worse and worse around you, the Void Rains Upon Her Heart is always optimistic. And it's like, hey, you beat a boss, you did a good job, here's a bunch of rewards for beating this boss, and we think you did a great job while you did it. Like, it's constantly uplifting and optimistic and happy, and instead of, like, destroying monsters over and over, for no reason, you are loving monsters. You're filling them with love, and the only reason that you have to continually defeat or love all of these monsters is because after one run, at the end of the night, the rain basically consumes the world, and they forget. It is an amnesiac rain that makes the monsters forget. But as you keep doing it, they start to slowly recognize that you're loving them more. And there's little, like, cutscenes now. They've added, like, cutscenes where it's like, oh, you've defeated this boss, like, 6 times. Now they have opened a shop for you. If you beat them on a run, they'll give you a little place where you can reserve a power-up for later if you want. And it's like, whoa, wait, what? There's story to this? It's advancing. The story adds to each of the monsters that you're defeating. Like, it was cool, the layers of world building that's happening in this game. And I was not expecting that, especially when I was writing the Game of the Year stuff. So that game continues to surprise me. And that's been the coolest, like, gift of them all for how Game of the Year's kind of helped me, is just coming back to these games and being like, whoa, there's more here, and I still love it. And I love it more than I did before. So that's been a wonderful feeling. Mm-hmm. Fulfilling, even.
Yeah, when you like everything I've heard from you about that game makes it sound like I don't like bullet hell games, but it sounds like something that I would maybe, like, want to check out just from the way you're describing it. Is it in early access?
It is still in early access. Viral Games is still developing on it and kind of perfecting the system. But Chris from the GameZone.zone, LaCroix boy. Now, nope, a different name now, but I don't remember what it is. So, LaCroix Bra, was saying the exact same thing. It's like, bullet hell, not really my scene, and is known for being an alienating scene.
Yeah.
It's known for being oppressive, like lots of doom and gloom.
Yeah.
But the way that this game tries to bring you in is that every single boss is easy. And when I say easy, I mean, like, they start out at level 1, and level 1 means I want to show you what boss patterns look like. That way, once those bosses hit level 4 or 5, you're ready for it. You know what to expect, and the patterns only evolve by getting steadily faster in a way that makes sense. And so you feel invited to the challenge, as opposed to, haha, bullet hell, surprise! Now there's a wave of bullets that you've never seen before, and you're dead for no reason.
Yeah. That's like the exact problem I have with that kind of game, is that it's just so immediately so much to take in with most games in that genre, and it's just like, I feel exhausted within 20 minutes of starting anytime I do because of that. Yeah. So, like, hearing that game sort of
relaxes,
ramps up. Yeah. But yeah, like, you know, hearing that it has a sensible ramp up is something that maybe would get me to, like, actually look at that thing.
Yeah, I'm hoping it like gets on a sale soon or starts to ramp up for final production, because I know it's getting really close to that time. And so now might even be the best time to jump in on the Void. But I don't know. I haven't checked out pricing and where Veryl's head's been at lately.
Folks, now that you're all into shoot 'em ups, I'll finally be able to sell more people on Blue Revolver, because that's also a very good, like, starter bullet hell-y kind of game.
Blue Revolver, what's that about?
I mean, it's just a really well-made shmup.
When's it from?
It came out like 2 years ago, I want to say.
Okay,
it's
very modern.
Good. I mean, they I think they're doing some kind of like re-release or DLC soonish. They announced it last year, but I think they ran into some trouble with it. But I still think the base game is worth it. Definitely look into that. Like, it was on my top 10 list of 2017. For sure.
Oh yeah, this game looks gorgeous. There was also,
it's got a great art style.
Speaking of bullet hell games, there was a really short one. It was like a space western, and the names of the game is completely escaping me. It's like Desperado, or it had a very western name to it, and I just remember loving the crap out of that. And that was like one of the very rare bullet hell games that really got me. Damn, I wish I remember the name of it, but hopefully someone can help bail me out on that in the comments.
I'm not sure. Sure. Niall, now that we've gotten a bit of the way into the podcast, I do have to ask, do you need a boost?
I could use a boost, John, honestly.
So, why don't you maybe take a quick sippy and tell us how that goes?
Oh, wait, what's happening?
Okay, so about a week before Christmas, my brother came to me and he said, "Here, I bought a bunch of pouches of this gamer energy drink, and I think you should try some."
Okay.
So he gave me 2 pouches, and one of them was cherry flavored, and it was awful. Like, it tasted like, like kids' cough medicine, the way it has that like real weird, like artificially like sugary taste to it. It tasted like that. And so I haven't tasted the other one because it was the cherry one was so bad. But I have it here. And it's blue raspberry flavor, and I'm gonna try it here. Now there's a lot of sediment I see on the bottom of this bottle, so I'm just gonna give it a quick shake.
The term sediment is a really bad term for what's going on with that.
My liquid is feeling a little solid lately.
Yeah, it doesn't look great. It's very blue. It's very baby blue. Now the powder smelled quite nice. But it kind of smells rancid now that it's been sitting in this water for like 20 minutes or so.
You're painting a picture in my head that's like drinks that have threatening auras.
Yeah. Yeah, the powder itself sort of smelled like blue raspberry bubblegum, but this smells now like... I can't really... it's hard to describe the smell. It sort of smells like toothpaste.
Oh no!
Or like some kind of bathroom cleaning product.
Oh boy!
Yeah, it's not good. I'm just looking at the pouch here, and this has as much caffeine in it as 2 Red Bulls. So I'm not going to drink much of this. I'm just going to take a swig.
Why would you advertise that?
Yeah, because I should say I drank like a can of Red Bull before we started. And like this has 160 milligrams, I think, of caffeine in it, which is a lot. So yeah, I'm gonna take a swig. Maybe this is foaming too in a weird way that it probably shouldn't. All right, here we go.
Niall.
Here we go. How you feeling?
It's Whoa.
Whoa.
It's getting a picture.
Yeah, it's getting worse. Like the more it's like the more the aftertaste settles in.
Oh no!
Like at first I was like, oh, this tastes like just blue raspberry bubblegum or whatever. But this is. I have some water here. I'm gonna drink some water. Wash this down.
How much water did you put this in? I'm starting to think that maybe it needs to be diluted a little more.
I put it in about 400 milliliters of water, which is what it recommended.
Yep.
So, I didn't measure it exactly. I just sort of like took a bottle of water and like emptied out a little bit and then just poured that wasn't good. That was called Sneak energy drink, and I do not recommend that. It's got a bunny rabbit on it. It's not good. That's my review.
That's your review of the week.
Yeah. Ugh.
Thank you. That's a shame that we're not going to have that sponsorship, but at the very least we can work with GamerGoo in the future because they have a fine product.
Yeah, we only accept sponsors that we use and we like.
And the only one that we have so far is GamerGoo.
I guess we do. Okay,
Zach does. Yeah, Zach does.
It works. It makes your it does what it says. It makes you not sweaty. It's a good antiperspirant. I don't know.
Do you think they're ever going to get into more solid things that aren't as gooey and start making powders and antiperspirants?
Gamer powder?
Yeah, like gamer chalk.
Gamer chalk?
You go up to the podium to perform your round of Tetris in front of the Olympic judges. You put your hands into the gamer chalk and you
like
clap them together.
Chalk. That's not good.
You get the controller in your hand; it's already covered in chalk from like the last 4 competitors.
Oh, you're scaring me.
And it all smells like cinnamon.
Actually, the cinnamon smell doesn't scare me, but everything else does. Now that you're properly wired, I guess, Niall.
I feel kind of sick.
Now that you're properly ill, why don't you tell us about some of the other games that you've been playing recently?
Yeah, real quick, I'll just mention these two because they're short games and I kind of can't say that much without saying everything about them. But of the many games I've been playing recently, I played a game called Gris, Gris, which is sort of I hesitate to call it a puzzle platformer because it's kind of not really that puzzly, but it's like the puzzles are very rudimentary and very simple designed to be, but that game is like really gorgeous looking. It's a very atmospheric, like hand-drawn watercolor sort of thing. I think it's like aesthetically one of the best looking games I've seen in a very, very long time. Kind of didn't connect with me emotionally the way I think they set out to, but it was still I think it was worth it for the visuals because it is just gorgeous and it sounds gorgeous. And like, if I had played it before Game of the Year, I would have probably fought for it for best presentation. So if that's kind of what you're looking for in a game, you could maybe check that out. I also played, a game called The Haunted Island, a frog detective game, which is a very short thing. It's like 25 minutes long. You play a frog. He's a detective. He goes to an island to solve the mystery of a haunted cave. It's cute. It's funny. Like, I enjoyed it. I think it's the first installment in a bigger thing. It's sort of like a proof of concept thing. It's like $2 on Steam or something like that. And it's very charming and very cute and funny. And I think people might enjoy that.
I'm glad you recommend that because I also saw things about Haunted Island that looked really great and delightful.
Yeah, it is delightful for that like 25 minutes, half an hour that it lasts. As far as more substantial stuff, I've been playing quite a lot of Dusk, which is another of one of my favorite, I think, trends in games at the moment. The new retro style first-person shooter. But where most of these games have sort of been like, oh, we're going to be like the original Doom or the original like Wolfenstein 3D, like that very like John Romero style of game. Dusk it's basically Quake, and it fucking rules. Like it is just so fast and fluid, and it is Quake, basically. It looks like the original Quake. It plays like the original Quake. It has a lot of just like references in there to other like seminal first person shooters. Like there's a level where there's a PC, and if you walk up to the PC, it's got a first person shooter running on it, and if you interact with it, it says, "I don't have time to play with myself." Like it is referential and reverent, and it understands what makes those kinds of games fun in a way that stuff like Project Warlock does, stuff like Ion Maiden did. Like it is a lot of fun, and it's nice to see like somebody go for the Quake style game as opposed to the Doom Wolfenstein 3D style, because like there's just something about those kind of shitty early polygonal graphics that seeing them emulated in a new game is fun, and like when they're done well, it just feels great, and it sets the tone of what it's going for in such an effective way, and it's so fast and fluid, and it's got some really good shotguns in it, which is what you always want.
Yeah.
You know, it is great, like double wielding shotguns and firing one off and spinning it as you shoot the other and spinning that as you shoot the first. Like it's just, it's a really good time if you like that old style of FPS.
Oh, that's really cool. I'm not as much a fan of the Doom style of like doom and gloom that you get with other remakes, where it's like very heavy aesthetic, like we're here for the blood and the guts, and we're just gonna be like real slow and gory and try to swarm you with so many enemies that you can't shoot them all and they're surrounding you and then you die. Whereas Quake is very much like fast paced, like you're moving around really quickly. Quake and bake, baby, Quake and bake, and like you've got to just run for your life and shoot everything that's in your way, and if anything's behind you, that's behind you now, and it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's kind of like that, but it does have that sort of like edgy, like evil satanic feel to it as well.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah, you know, like the standard enemy in that game is basically like a Klansman, basically. There's like an early boss fight where you're fighting two gigantic Klansmen, basically. So
fuck them up.
Yeah, you fuck them up real bad, and it's real good.
Has it got laser beams?
I think it might. I haven't seen any yet. I've seen a lot of explosions, a lot of like creative versions of rocket launchers and grenade launchers in that game. So it's really good fun, and like I said, it's referential and reverent in a way that you want it to be without being like obnoxious about it, which is great. And just it's a lot of fun just running and shooting down waves of Klansmen and possessed goats and evil scarecrows and shit like that. It's great.
I think one of my favorite things about those old first person shooters is that they always did a good job of making the enemies the kind of stuff that you really just want to like wreck the shit out of.
Yeah.
Like I recall there was I don't remember the man's name, unfortunately, but one of the original designers on Doom was a very, very devout Christian, and he was straight up just like, I see nothing wrong with blasting the shit out of demons with shotgun.
Yeah.
I'm sure he didn't say shit, but he was like, I see nothing wrong with just destroying demons because they're demons. Like,
yeah.
Blast the poops out of all of them.
God, I don't. Again, I wish I knew who to attribute this to, but I just remember seeing a post on Tumblr that said that like Doom Guy would, if he was a real person, he would be like first in line to be the Pope, like because he's defeated more demons than anyone else, and he's like celibate, so he could get by on that too, and like dude's He's a good dude. He's good with animals too. He's got his pet rabbit that he loves a whole lot. So I trust Doom Guy. I believe in him.
Wait, Doom Guy is legitimately like Pope material, ethically speaking.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. He
Yeah.
absolutely is. Yeah.
Huh.
He's a good dude. Doom Guy's a good dude.
Is he Catholic?
I think in one of the novelizations he is.
Why the fuck not?
Yeah.
It's not like anyone would fight against him. Be like, no, you're not.
No.
Yeah,
You're
true.
obviously not a Catholic. What have you
Yeah.
done for the Catholic Church lately?
Doom Guy would just look straight at them and just be like, I killed every demon. Okay. Alright, Solon,
Yes.
you seem to be pretty excited.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
You seem to be pretty excited about Awesome Games Done Quick coming up.
It's coming up. In fact, if you're listening to this right now, finish this podcast and AGDQ will be happening. I'm really excited this week because it's like I'm looking down the list and it feels like a best of. Like every single game on the list is a banger of a speed run. They're not pulling punches. Every single day is like capstoned in prime time with one of the best 3D Zeldas. Like one day it's Majora's Mask, the next day it's Twilight Princess, and the day after that it's Wind Waker HD. Like they're not pulling punches. They're just like, we're gonna put all the good games in here. You're going to watch games that you like.
Sure.
I'm so excited. Basically what should be going on right now is a block of all bangers. I'll tell you, if you go look at the Twitch stream right now, it'll be Metal Gear Solid 2 on European Extreme Difficulty, which is art. Shadow of the Colossus, which is also art in a completely different way.
Mm-hmm.
God of War 2 is a video game. And Bomberman 64. Just all of those 4 games in a row that are just like, yeah, those are going to be great speed runs to watch. On Monday, there's a huge Castlevania block. It ends with Bloodstained.
Curse of the Moon, or are they like playing the beta version of Ritual of the Night?
Curse of the Moon.
Okay, well,
So it's
that's
gonna-
still a good game.
Yep, it's going to be all of the old Castlevanias. I think I saw Castlevania, not Castlevania Adventures. There's no way. All the old ones, and then finishing that with Bloodstained, which is the new old one. And what else is there? Oh, the other one I'm really excited about is their crap block is just legendary.
It's always really good.
They've got a crap block that's got Dragon's Lair the Legend, which
Oh boy.
Dragon's Lair speedrun.
Mm-hmm.
It goes right into Sword of Sodon, which anytime there's a game whose name I cannot parse or possibly even decide to try to Google is probably going to be beyond fucked up. There's Ferias Frustradas do Pica Pau, which, I mean, if you don't know, that's Woody the Woodpecker video game. It only came out in Brazil.
Oh, okay.
It only came out in Brazil, thus the name is officially Férias Frustradas do Pica-Pau. And then, of course, you follow that up with Home Alone 2 Lost in New York, and you finish it with Garfield. Garfield, A Week of Garfield.
I wonder if Macaulay Culkin's going to show up for Home Alone 2, because he's been fucking everywhere in regards to Home Alone recently.
Yeah, I wonder if Ryan is going to show up for a week of Garfield.
On the couch.
He's the only person I want to see play that video game. Like, after years of trying, he still hasn't beaten it. He has got to beat it on stream at some point.
He told me, even after leaving the site, he told me that one day he will come back for that stream and he will finish A Week of Garfield. So it'll happen.
I forgot to even mention Final Fantasy IX's on the list this time. Another Super Mario Odyssey. There's Celeste, and also Octopath, or not Octopath. Splatoon 2 Octo expansion. They're doing a speedrun of it.
That sounds fun.
And then
that game is all like, it's super, like, it's just a bunch of tiny chunks, but they're all super quick. So I could see someone just blowing through that. That'd be really fun to watch.
It's gonna be so satisfying. All these hard challenges that people like struggled with for minutes to hours, and then just have someone just pew.
Yeah.
And then, of
That's
course,
cool.
we were just talking about Doom, and so I added that there is a Doom block ending in my favorite Doom game of all time, Chex Quest.
Hey, that's a good one. That straight up is.
I grew up on it. I didn't know anything about Doom. I played Chex Quest. I was like, wow, this game blows, but I love it.
Someone should do a run for the crap block of I Am Mean one of these years. I should learn I Am Mean. You know what?
You know what?
Let's see where this goes.
Summer games done quick, John.
Yeah,
Be here before
I
you
got
know it.
time.
You're going to hear on the podcast next week, someone's just going to segue in to be like, John, you've been feeling mean lately.
God.
See them study, watch them learn. All right, yeah, no, but I'm pretty excited about it too. It's always a great thing to have on in the background, and I'm starting classes this coming week, so that'll probably be a good thing to unwind once I come back to my room. Just be like, yes, I can just listen to these dorks talking about their games. Yeah,
The Gamer Parade. It's on this week.
Mm-hmm.
My productivity will never be higher.
For sure. Speaking of some dorky stuff that happened, some really interesting news happened though. So it has been pretty public knowledge that SimCity was originally going to be ported to the NES before it got ported to Super Nintendo instead. Well, finally, the good and fine folks over at the Video Game History Foundation have actually dug up and posted online the original actual ROM of the NES version of SimCity. It's not finished. It works, but it's not complete.
Mm-hmm.
But there is actually like a full soundtrack by the Pilot Wings and Super Mario Kart composer Soyo Oka.
Wow. Oh.
So you can listen to that. That's out there. But it's just really, really interesting that a game that, could have just gotten thrown out has been preserved, and that's why the Video Game History Foundation is as important as it is. Like Frank Cifaldi was posting on Twitter, like, yeah, we almost weren't able to grab this because it was up for auction, and like just some private collector was just going to buy it and stuff it in a box or something. But now this is here for everybody, and everyone can play it, and everyone can look at it, and everyone can listen to the music, and this isn't just something that one person can just have on their shelf and be like, I have this. Like, that's good.
That sounds so nice. Like Frank Cifaldi saved this.
Yeah, they
Just
basically did.
pulled it out of the attic like, hey, little buddy, sorry we left you up here for 30 years. Dust you off. Get on out there. You deserve your time in the sunlight, too. I mean, nobody plays the NES anymore, but, like, people will care about you. You're retro now.
Yeah, there you go.
Welcome to the world. New baby infant SimCity for the NES.
SimCity for the NES. I'm glad it's out there.
That's the 2019 New Year baby, is SimCity for the Nintendo Entertainment System.
Yeah, there you go. Solon, speaking of New Year's, it says here that you have a New Year's resolution.
I do.
Want to elaborate on that?
I do.
Uh-oh.
I want to hear what your guys' New Year's resolution is as well, but my New Year's resolution is to play shorter games. Because last year I played a bunch of long RPGs, and a lot of them were not great. And looking back on it, it wasn't wasted time because they were all not great in fun, novel, and exciting ways. Like, we hit new lows, and that is its own adventure. With like,
Are you suggesting The Last Remnant, Solon, was not great?
I think it's a 66 out of 100.
Great.
Yep. I think it will never not be a 66 out of 100, no matter how many times you remake that game. But maybe not worth the 60 hours we spent. So I've already got like, I want to keep playing RPGs though. So I've got a nice list of short RPGs. I want to get back to Hylix and Hylix 2 that now exists. Then there's, what is it called? Not Relics. It's Facets. Faraway Times. This is John's game. If you've ever heard of Faraway Times, they make a lot of darling RPGs. Facets is another good one that came out last year. And then I haven't played Barclay's Shut Up and Jam Gaiden.
There you go.
That's a really good one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so it's like, yeah, there's all these nice JRPGs that I haven't gotten to, or old style RPGs that I want to get to.
Can I recommend you a shorter RPG? It's short for an RPG. It's like 15 hours long.
Perfect. Yes.
But yeah, I think if you want to play what is, in my opinion, the greatest RPG ever made, one of the only perfect video games ever made, you should sit down and you should treat yourself to Obsidian's masterpiece, Alpha Protocol. You should play Alpha Protocol this year.
I have not.
You should play Alpha Protocol. Everyone should play Alpha Protocol, I might suggest, because it's so good.
So Alpha Protocol is definitely going to be at the top of the list. Did you have a suggestion too, John?
I do have a suggestion. This one is extremely short. You mentioned stuff like Barkley and all that. This one's you'll probably be able to beat it in like 2 hours, and it's completely free. I would look into Space Funeral, if you've heard of that.
Yes. Who did Space Funeral?
I don't know off the top of my head. Jeez, I am whiffing it today.
That's okay. It's the Catamites. The
Space
Catamites
Funeral's
did.
great.
That's a Catamites game. Yeah.
Damn.
The Catamites are amazing. That's an amazing developer.
Yeah. Definitely play Space Funeral. Dracula's in it and he loves to smoke weed.
That is literally the first thing that came up when I typed in Space Funeral.
Great. I should play Space Funeral as well, I think.
Their smoke
It's
clouds
really
say
good.
crime on them.
Yes, they do.
So those are going to be right at the end of my list. All I got to do first before I get to those games, I just have to finish the entire Kingdom Hearts series.
Oh, good.
Yep.
Those are short.
Yeah, once I get through all of those this month, and then get through Kingdom Hearts 3, I can get to my New Year's resolution. So,
yeah.
What are your
some
guys'
nice, digestible games for Solon? They're some real easy gaming.
I'm so excited for this year. I think that Until We Beat's a great series that I love being a part of it every
That was
month.
one of the most visceral noises I've ever heard on this podcast.
Yeah, I thought that was you, John.
No. Like
I didn't know
that,
Solon could make that kind of sound, but
yeah,
I'm a little sick.
that ranks up there with like the 69 with like the scariest sounds that's ever been made on this podcast.
it kind of sounded like an air raid siren.
Solon, you fool! What are you doing? Please!
The Kingdom Hearts alarm.
Yeah, God.
Getting ignored.
They're gonna play that at GameStop in Seattle, like at midnight on the 29th, just for Solon.
It's
God,
the sound of Nording.
Someone just clip that out and then just play that when Kingdom Hearts comes out. Like, put that in like a Vocaroo or something and just post it in the Chooch chat. Just like, here we go, it's out.
Oh, you found my new subscriber sound effect. Perfect. Do you guys have any New Year's resolutions?
I want to write more and get a little healthier in both mind and body.
Oh, I love that.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you writing anything right now that you want to talk about? Even just
No.
a little bit? They're secrets.
Classes are starting soon, okay? Cut me a little slack.
No, that's all good.
How about you, Niall?
Yeah, I like as far as playing stuff goes, I want to play less new stuff this year, I think, because the last 2 years or whatever, I've probably played 50 new games a year. And that's a lot, and I've built up quite a long backlog, so I want to get into some longer games, some more RPGs that have been sitting on my backlist for a while, and I also want to play a lot more horror games because I just have a ton of horror games that I haven't gotten to, and I should because I love horror games. So Resident Evil 2 remake is coming out in a couple of weeks, and that's going to be like probably one of the few things I pick up for like the next 6 months, as long as I can stick to that. Because I just want to be scared more when I'm playing games, honestly.
Yeah, I'm definitely in the same boat. Like, I have all the retro games that I've been buying recently, and I definitely want to take a slice of those. Yeah, I'm in the same way where I'm just like, really the only, like, I looked at the games that are, like, listed as coming out in the next 6 months, and the only ones that I want to play are Resident Evil and Travis Strikes Again. That's it.
Yeah, for me, it's like Resident Evil and like 2 or 3 indie games. Like, I want to play Sigma Theory when that comes out, and I want to play Hypnospace Outlaw when that comes out.
That one's on my list too. I just emailed Tom. I was like, "Hey, bud, can you help me out, please?"
Yeah, that game looks real cool. I love the idea of just like a weird like 90s internet browser nightmare game. Like, that's right up my alley. But yeah, like, not that much is exciting, like, about AAA stuff or bigger games that are coming this year. Like, The Division 2, like, maybe if there's another heat wave and I need something brainless to play, like, what else? Like, Rage 2, maybe? I don't know.
There's also Metroid Prime, hopefully.
Yeah, sure, but...
Doom?
Yeah, maybe, but, like... Doom kind of fits into what I'm hoping to play more of anyway, because I want to play more horror stuff, so... If you could call Doom horror. I guess it's a horror aesthetic, but... Yeah.
Those are some good resolutions.
What about, Sekiro is coming out, too, in March.
That ain't me.
Yeah, that ain't me either. I'm not a From Soft kind of guy. I'm not like... I just don't have the patience for the kind of games that they're making for Souls-likes.
Yeah, I'm good. Even though that one does look a lot faster, maybe after reviews and if people are like, yeah, it's because I know it's different. I know it doesn't really have like the Souls collection and all that.
Yeah,
we'll see. But I'm still that's still not my thing.
Of course, sure.
But you know, I mean, I liked Bloodborne well enough, so maybe if they do continue to distance themselves further and further away from that, maybe. But it's not going to be Resident Evil 2. So
right.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to talk about my deep shame.
Uh-huh.
I started to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links.
Great.
Oh.
How's that?
Uh-oh.
I'm having a lot of fun with it.
Is that a gacha game? I've heard people say that's a gacha game.
Oh, it's worse than that. It's an online card game.
Yeah, it's a gacha game in the same sense that, like, buying trading card packs are gacha.
Right,
so,
yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
The progenitor of the whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, I don't know, I'm probably not going to spend any money on it, because I honestly don't know how they make money on it. I mean, at the very least, I'm guessing they just haven't truly shown their hand, for lack of a better term, on that yet.
If gacha is a super cocaine... harnessed by the most evil, vile psychologists. Online card games are just normal cocaine.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just having fun playing Yu-Gi-Oh! That's basically what it is. I kind of stumbled into a good deck because I got enough of them from buying the card packs. Again, I haven't spent any money on this. This is all in-game currency that I've collected just from, like, fucking around with it. And I have, like, a good, fun deck. Like, there's some stuff that I still need to iron out, but I'm having a good time with it, and it's fun. And, again, I haven't spent any money, so that's, you know...
A+.
Okay.
John, don't hold out on us. Whose deck are you wearing?
The weird thing about this game is that it's, like, split up into each of the different seasons of Yu-Gi-Oh! And there's a bunch of different characters for them. So, like, I have the first season, and then I have GX, and then I have 5Ds unlocked. But I have a bunch of characters unlocked for original Yu-Gi-Oh! And I only have, like, the main character of GX and the main character of 5Ds unlocked, so I can't really do too much with them. But, like, I just play as whoever the fuck in original Yu-Gi-Oh! Because I have a 6 Samurais deck, and none of their abilities help out 6 Samurai, so I'm basically just like, whatever, I'll just play as whoever I want. So I just play as, like, Taya, or Kaiba, or Joey, and it doesn't matter. But that's the really weird thing, is that they actually like add character-specific abilities. So, for example, if you're playing as Kaiba at the start of the duel,
you win.
He just automatically plays the mountain card, which makes dragons have 200 extra attack.
Oh, that's great.
So, he uses a bunch of dragons. And you unlock more abilities as you level up. I don't know what the other ones for Kaiba are, but I think my favorite ones are for Jaden from Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, because we've been watching a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX in the Chooch chat for no fucking reason whatsoever, because we're all psychopaths and we all need to be put down behind the shed.
Hey, it's New Year. It's New Yu-Gi-Oh! GX.
Generation Next. But Jaden's abilities are like exactly like how he plays in the show, which is very funny because he's kind of cheats constantly. Like his first ability is once he hits 3,000 life points, his skyscraper card comes out, and skyscraper just makes it so his cards basically just gain 1,000 attack. You level him up more, he gets one that just makes it so he just draws a polymerization, because all of his cards need polymerization. So it's basically just like, he hits a certain number of life points, he just automatically gets a polymerization. You don't even have to draw it.
Holy shit. Wow.
And then the last one is just like, he gets Pot of Greed, which again, he uses Pot of Greed a shit ton in the show. Like,
God.
It's so stupid. Like, it's just how he is in the show. It's all the cheating shit that he does in the show.
Pot of Greed allows me to draw
funny.
2 cards from my deck.
Yeah, God, every time we sit down and watch that, like, we're all just like, what's that pot do? Like, just, we're having so much fun watching that stupid-ass show. We're almost done with, like, the big arc. It's dumb. It's stupid, but it's fun. Maybe we'll talk about that more in Chuchigatari, but we'll see. But yeah, that's basically it. I mean, I've been playing a little more Metroid Fusion, but I don't have much more to say. That game is just still a fucking masterpiece. Hey, those Game Boy Advance Metroid games are really good.
They really are. Zero Mission, I think I prefer to Fusion, but they're both fantastic. I love those games.
Same here. I know a lot of people argue back and forth about that, but personally, I just think Zero Mission is a more like concise, tightly made game that has better highs. Because, like, oh my god, like, I talked about it last time I was on here, but god, just leaving the space pirate base with your super powered suit and just beating the shit out of everybody, that's the stuff that I like. But yeah, that's about it from me. Niall, is there anything else you want to talk about before we move on?
Sure. Speaking of card games, I'll just be pretty quick here. So Gwent, that was a weird thing. Remember when they were like, we're gonna make a single player campaign thing for Gwent? I played Thronebreaker, or like 2 or 3 hours of it. And that's, I guess, what that Gwent thing is. I can see why they were out there being like, yeah, Thronebreaker isn't selling any copies and we don't understand why, because like 2 or 3 hours in, I'm still like, what is this? It's like, it's sort of a resource management game, and it's sort of a CRPG, and it's sort of a visual novel, and it's sort of like a streamlined version of Gwent, and it's weird. Like you're familiar with Gwent, John. I don't know if you are, Solon, but like in The Witcher 3, Gwent is like, you have your 3 rows and cards go into a certain row. In this, there's 2 rows and you can choose where your cards go. Oh. Which, like, I don't really understand yet why you, like where the difference comes in, because it doesn't do a great job of tutorializing the changes that they've made to Gwent as a card game. In the time since The Witcher 3. There's weird, like, rules and stuff, like sort of in the Yu-Gi-Oh way, where, like, you have cards that, like, in Yu-Gi-Oh you flip and suddenly you can, like, do a weird thing with them. You sort of have something kinda like that in Thronebreaker, but not really, and they don't really do a great job at explaining it, and, like, Gwent in Thronebreaker isn't Gwent. It's like, it's an analog for like actual battles between armies. Like, you don't play as Geralt in Thronebreaker. From what I've seen so far, I don't think Geralt is actually in the game. You are playing as Queen Meve from Lyria, which is one of the like nations on the outside of the war, or not on the outside of the war, but like on the outside of, I guess, the main Witcher story. And it's set around the time of the beginning of the war. It's like a border nation to Nilfgaard. So like at the start of the game, Nilfgaard begins to invade Lyria. And you are Queen Meve traveling through the country of Lyria and commanding armies against bandits and monsters. And I assume soon enough, Nilfgaard. And it's an interesting analog for that story to make it basically be a streamlined version of Gwent, but I don't know how much I like it yet. Like, the story and the writing and all that are like, it's typical of the Witcher universe. It's what you expect. It's strong and it's like good characterization and it does a good job at expanding on the lore. But the actual Gwent, I don't know that I like it very much in that respect. Like, I kind of prefer the old Gwent to this new version because as simple as Gwent was, that was kind of like the beauty of Gwent, was that it was easy to understand everything that was happening. You knew at any time what was going on. You knew how to plan for things. And instead having like the majority of story battles be like, this is a game of Gwent, but we're taking away like one of the lanes, and also it's not 3 rounds anymore. This battle is a 1-round battle, and you're like, okay. And like, it's real strange. And I don't know how much more of Thronebreaker I'm going to play. Like, I'm tempted to almost like knock it down to the easiest difficulty, because on the easiest difficulty, you can just skip the Gwent if you want to, and just like basically play it almost like a visual novel. Which I'm kind of tempted to do.
That actually honestly doesn't sound like the worst idea. That sounds pretty...
Yeah, I think that might actually be the best way of playing this game, because like, it still does all the standard Witcher stuff of making choices and having like actions have consequences on the world. It's got a really nice like look and aesthetic to it that's sort of like, the Witcher sort of... In The Witcher 3, you have those like narrated by Dandelion like sections where they're like kind of painted motion graphics, which is like the style that this is in. And it's, yeah, I just wish the Gwent was better, because if the Gwent was better, I might have more emotional energy for it, honestly.
From what it sounds like Thronebreaker is stretched between 3 different ideas that it wants to be. It wants to be Witcher extended universe story. It wants to be an introduction to get people into this Gwent game, and also it wants to be its own thing. And you're looking at all 3 of these things like, one of these has got to go. I don't want to get rid of one of these, but one of them has to go for me to get into the other 2.
Yeah, I think like if they had made this just like almost like if they had made this basically like an RTS or a turn-based strategy kind of game where you were actually like commanding units and having that visual representation, it would be better. If they had just stuck with the original Gwent format, I think it would have been better, because like I think it would have been a clearer and more understandable analog for stuff. Because like a big problem I have with Yu-Gi-Oh! Is that when you watch people playing like actual Yu-Gi-Oh, like not the TV version of it, shit is just happening, right? Like shit is just going crazy, and you don't like if you don't know exactly what everything is, it's impossible to follow what's happening in Yu-Gi-Oh. And I was playing like some of these earlier missions in Thronebreaker, and the thought process that was going through my head is like, this is like Yu-Gi-Oh, because this person just played a card and now suddenly like everything is on fire and like everything is flying around the screen and I don't know what is going on. Like, whereas regular Gwent is just whoever has the bigger numbers wins. Like it's just, I miss the old Gwent, and I didn't love the original Gwent, but like it makes me miss it.
That's wild.
Yeah.
All right. Solon, real quick, do you want to dish some dirt on
There's
some
a little
weird
dirt
shit that's been going
today.
on?
Just today, there was a little bit of dirt on a game that I've actually gotten to play that I really liked. Heartbound is a game that's in development and also finished a Kickstarter really well. It's a cute RPG that's hand-drawn, and you play as a nice boy. His name is Lore, and he's got a dog, and he lost his dog, and he wants to find his dog. The dog talks, and that's why it's really important to find this dog, because the talking dog is nice and adorable. MatPat played this game and did a whole series about it, but didn't really call it Heartbound, and didn't really say who made it, and also didn't really link to the game at all in the series, because they said, here's another Undertale game. It's called Heartbound, but also I'm trying to make sure that all of my Undertale views that I always get are going to me.
That's bizarre.
It was a really frustrating thing where the developers had to call out what's MatPat's whole thing? Not achievement hunters. Game theorists had to call out game theorists for their style choices that they made, and ended up in return getting an entire thread from MatPat talking about how their style is approached, what they do. And so this whole thread, it basically is like, yeah, we've basically made it a false equivalency between your game and Undertale, even though the only similarity is that you're in a role-playing game and you play a role. There's tonally not a lot of similarities, except for maybe like quirky characters are in it. And they opened up that MatPat is not in control of their thumbnails or any of the metadata that is attached to their videos. They have another person on staff that does that. They also added, let me make sure I get this right. Regarding links, we don't tend to link back to the games we're playing. That's not a slight. That's just something we don't do for games that aren't fan-made or free. Which was very, very frustrating because Toby Fox tweeted back to MatPat and Pirate Software, the creators of Heartborn. Let me make sure I get this right. Heartbound. I don't even know what I'm talking about. The creators of Heartbound, and said, you should link to any game you play. Creators need all the help they can get, and think carefully if you're misleading your audience with how you present your videos. You went too far this time. Which is a very funny Toby Fox thing to say, just like typing from his computer, you went too far this time, Matthew Patthew.
Toby Fox is gonna fucking wring his neck.
I mean, yeah, I think so. It's this kind of thing that YouTube creators do where they build their little empires on specific games, ideas, whether it's Five Nights at Freddy's or Undertale or whatever the next game du jour is, without actually linking to the creations or the people whose games they're building their stuff off of, or at least even talking about it in a way that's intellectually honest and clear. So the thing about it is, when you make series like this that are not intellectually honest, you might have a huge skyrocket of popularity. You might be pointing all Undertale traffic to your YouTube channel. But without that honesty, you're not making something that is going to stand. You're making a empire on sand, which really stands to call out, game theorists, because the game theorists' videos do not stand any test of time because they are intellectually dishonest. They are like cotton candy in the rain. They just disappear the moment they're put out there. And so they have to keep putting stuff out there, which is a bummer, especially for games discourse, for the people who have to like suss through all this stuff, game journalism, and game creators, especially, who are trying to make a living, because these people are using your game as their own platform, and just diluting they're diluting our rainwater with cotton candy. Stuff that doesn't actually add any value to the discourse and just kind of sucks it all up and runs it dry. And so this is kind of coming to a head where it's like, hey, MatPat, you're doing wrong. Not having context to your stuff is a very, very bad idea, not only for yourself, but also for the culture around you.
Absolutely.
And so it's been an interesting day. This just came out today, and it was interesting because it was a game that I played. Heartbound is a really cool game that's radically different from any of these contemporaries. It's just a soft, sweet game about struggling with abandonment issues and struggling with trying to understand where you are. It's a growing up story. And also finding your cool talking dog. And it's based on a YouTube series that a lot of people like. And so, yeah, it was an interesting day where a lot of people who I'm very sure are fans of MatPat had to come to terms with, like, damn, I really like this guy, but also he's doing this series that I like and this game that I like real dirty today, and I don't know why. And I'm just here to say, it's like, yeah, MatPat's done this for a long time, and it's because it's not about the games, it's all about him. And it's just like, come on, dude, add something to the culture. Don't be cotton candy. That's my call out for today. Don't be cotton candy.
Thank you. Solon, I actually also have good news. I think I remembered the game that you were thinking about, the shmup.
What's the shmup?
Jamestown?
It is Jamestown. You got
Jamestown.
it. 500 points to John.
There you go.
It has big coins. They're like 3 times the size of whatever ship you're in, and they come down and cascade from the top of the screen, and it's gorgeous.
All right, well, there you go. Jamestown. All right, folks, let's move on to questions.
Hell yeah.
First questions of the year. Hope everyone's ready.
Who's going to be the first question of 2019, John? Who are you going to pick?
Well, first off, I'm going to say that if you want to sound like these folks, you can go to videogamechoochoo.tumblr.com/ask. And you can ask whatever the hell question you want. This person sure did. This is the first question of 2019. This is from an anonymous user who says...
Oh, come on! It's anonymous? Okay.
Do you want me to pick? Because look,
give it to him.
These are either anonymous or it's one other person. So do you...
Give it to them. They deserve it. Anonymous got there first.
All right, fine. All right, Shoeless. Shoeless sent in 4 questions.
Yeah.
So I guess I'll just go ahead and go through all of these. First one. Why has Yu-Gi-Oh! GX had such a profound effect on all of us? Because it's stupid, that's why.
Yeah.
Duel Link's actually secretly good. It's a psyop on your brain to think it's bad. But it's secretly good.
I'm having fun with Duel Links, but I know it's also just like a stupid game that's trying to get me to pay money, but I'm not going to, but but Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, the anime, it's stupid. There was an episode there are multiple episodes where characters just get really horny. Like, there was one episode where Bastion, who is one of the Raw Yellow students, just gets really horny for this Amazon lady that shows up, and then she dumps him. And he's just really upset for the rest of the episode about that. There was an episode where Chaz, who is like the rival character, gets really horny for the girl character Alexis, and basically just becomes like an incel about her, and is like, I'm going to
forces
duel
her
you
into a duel.
Yeah, and is like, if I win, you got to date me. And he
Jesus.
steals a bunch of these like mythical items, and because he loses, it it almost brings about the apocalypse. So him being a horny incel basically almost kills everybody. But that's Yu-Gi-Oh! GX for you. It's really stupid.
Which is kind of a high bar, because Yu-Gi-Oh! Itself is also plenty stupid.
I remember a lot of original Yu-Gi-Oh! GX is definitely like 5 times as stupid. Like one of the main villains was like he was like a clone of himself who was deteriorating, and then when he got defeated, he like his clone died, and then his real body also like turned into dust. It was really stupid.
Okay, but also Seto Kaiba forgot that he had a second little brother that was a virtual person.
I mean, that just happens sometimes.
Yeah. It's never happened to you, Solon?
To get to Shulis's question, I actually have some weird things about that too. I'm also confused why Yu-Gi-Oh! GX has had a profound effect on all of us. And by all of us, I mean, in Chooch Chat, we've been watching Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. And that's like, Chooch Chat does what Chooch Chat does. It usually doesn't have like a profound effect on the culture. I think it did though, because now everywhere I go, everyone is watching and talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! I've got my students, my middle school students are like playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And I'm like, where the hell did this come from? What? No. What do you, this card game sucks. Why don't you guys play Pokemon or Magic or like, nope, they're playing Yu-Gi-Oh! It's a great game and they love it. And then I go to my boyfriend's house and all of his YouTube recommendations are Duel Links. And I'm like, what is happening? Is everyone in on this? This happened? Did someone pay you to like be like we gotta get Solon into Yu-Gi-Oh! We gotta bring it back.
I promise I didn't.
Okay. Cause I've been seeing Yu-Gi-Oh! Everywhere.
It's weird. I don't know.
It's kind of cool. I love it. But also it's freaky.
Mm-hmm. Let's see here. Shulis' second question. Is there another Pokemon from any generation you would want to see in Smash Bros? I always thought that if Captain Falcon was going to have an Echo Fighter instead of Ganondorf, it should have been Blaziken. So I guess Blaziken.
Oh, that's a great choice.
Do either of you want another Pokemon?
I might say that they should, like, I think it would be fun if they added, Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan to that game. I think they'd be fun characters to have in a Smash-style game, yeah.
Okay.
I think they've explored a lot of Pokemon, but they actually haven't explored the main Pokemon gimmick, and that's evolution. And I would love to see a Pokemon game where, instead of like Pokemon Trainer where you can swap between all these different characters, a Pokemon where it was like, you can only evolve once. And once you evolve, you lose all of the previous generations attributes and you'd have new ones you have to work with. And so you have to decide over the course of a match when you want that evolution to happen.
So like a character that like levels up based on like you get experience as you fight, maybe?
Maybe that, or maybe even something as simple as like they evolve into their X form or they mega evolve at some point, and that's like put Gengar in and then you get Mega Gengar.
I'm honestly shocked they haven't just put Gengar in, but you know, because Gengar's so popular. That reminds me a lot of Frank West in Marvel vs. Capcom, because his whole thing is Frank West in Dead Rising, he levels up by like taking pictures and defeating zombies, and the way that they brought that over to Marvel vs. Capcom is you get a combo going and then you take a picture, and then once you take that picture it like goes into a meter and it levels him up, and then as he levels up his attacks get stronger. That's really neat. Mm-hmm. Again, I think honestly, I think the character that might fit what you're talking about more might not be a Pokemon. I'm gonna give Agumon Twitter their due here. I think maybe a Digimon might be a good idea for that. Like if you were Agumon and you were fast and had like quicker attacks, but then you turned into like Greymon or something and you were heavier and slower, but you couldn't turn back into Agumon.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. Let's see here. All right, we got 2 more from Shulis. Shulis asks, which elemental hero do you most identify with?
Which elemental hero?
Yeah.
Niall, do you know enough about GX to answer this?
I know nothing about Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. I haven't been watching it because I'm not going to put myself through that.
You're wiser than we are. Don't worry about it. Solon, do you want to just answer for you?
Elemental Hero Clayman is just the one that, like, is just a...
Clayman?
Like, just mire that is incarnated into some kind of... Supposed to be hero, right?
Yeah, they're all heroes, and he's just this big round mud ball man, and
jeez.
At one point he had a go-kart for some reason.
Great, sounds good.
It's a fusion summon.
Sign me up for that one.
Mm-hmm.
I polymerized Mario Kart with Yu-Gi-Oh! And that's what you get.
Absolutely. My favorite is probably Sparkman. I don't know if I identify with him the most, but I think Sparkman's the coolest looking one. I don't know, maybe. I mean, I don't think any of us can match with the majesty of Elemental Hero Flame Wingman, who is like the character that gets summoned every fucking duel, and that's just how Jaden wins every goddamn time.
He's like the dark magician of GX, then, basically.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Oh, I'm looking at Elemental Hero Divine Neos, which has more stars on its card than I've ever seen on a Yu-Gi-Oh card. Okay. And it just looks like that mom that wants to speak to your manager was a Yu-Gi-Oh card. It's super like self-righteous, pompous, like, Where is the cream in this? I ordered this with a side of cream and I don't see it. I will now smite this entire building and just overreact all the way. And that's what I'm looking at, which kind of feels like what Jaden would like finish every battle with. That's the Divine Neos. I might maybe I'll change my vote. Nah, I think I like Clayman though.
Okay. And the last question from Shulas here. Now, we did kind of put a kibosh on this, but I think we can maybe go over this a little bit for the new year. What's next for Vegeta in 2019?
Hopefully not being talked about on every episode of the podcast anymore.
Strength training. With warheads.
I mean, he's going to do that. He's going to probably fly somewhere. He's going to yell about something. He's going to
be a terrible father. Bad husband.
Hang out with Bulma. Yeah.
2019 is all about sour.
So he's going to be trying.
Gohan's going to dare him to eat the powder.
He's going to drink whatever this energy drink is called.
I feel so energized.
Oh, the power of a gamer. Oh boy. But yes, thank you so much, Shulas. You've really knocked it out of the park for 2019. Let's see here. We got one from Anonymous who says, "Who is the hottest AMD Radeon mascot girl, and what would you do on a first date with her?" Now, I had to Google these girls.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look these up. I don't remember.
I can tell you for a fact right now. Oh, good. There's the link. Oh, here we go. I can tell you for a fact right now, the hottest Razor boy is Kenny Omega. And
there you go.
The things that I would do to him on a first date. Oh my.
Yowza. Damn, Solon. Wow. This ain't 69. All right, though.
Okay, this isn't what I was expecting at all. I was thinking of like, do you remember back in the like late 90s, early 2000s, they used to like have, like if you saw a graphics card box, they'd have like a terrible like wannabe Lara Croft image rendered on them. That's what I was thinking these would be. I
think that's what they used to be, but now they're anime girls.
Right.
And they both look the same. They just have like different hairstyles.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at these two friends. One's named Raifa and one's named Zenka. And I don't totally understand why they're named that, but there's probably a very good technologically sound reason for it. But I like Raifa's little boots. I think that's really the kicker here for me, is these boots are really cute.
They are.
I think I'd go with Zenka just because her name is spelled in all caps. Like that seems
Zenka!
like to be, yeah.
Yeah, you have to yell at her like, yeah, I'm gonna go pick up Zenka later, and maybe we're just gonna go, to the movies or something. It'll be chill. It's fine.
Aw. What movie are you gonna take Zenka out to?
Maybe I could go see Spider-Verse again.
Yeah. There's also that dog movie that's in the trailers every single time.
I mean, when you go to see Spider-Verse, you're basically seeing the dog movie because it's all there.
It's true. They don't really leave much to the imagination.
They don't.
I mean, but at the same time, it's also a dog movie. So
it's gonna be a shitty dog movie. It's made by the same people that made that Dog's Purpose movie. They like fucking. They made the easiest possible film about a dog that's like doing stuff, and they fucked it up so bad. They like almost drowned the fucking animal while they were filming that movie. Like, how stupid could you be?
Yeah.
It's bad. It's stupid.
The worst part is that when there's dog movies that have surprises in them, that's usually not good.
Yeah, they have a website for that. It's called Does the Dog Die? And that's for people who don't want to see a dog die.
Thank you. I'm glad that's a thing.
It is a thing. It's actually a really good site for people who have like problems with content warnings and stuff. Like it tells you like any kind of content warning. So that's actually a good resource.
Cool. That's amazing. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Anonymous, and thank you, AMD mascots, for guiding us through that.
Absolutely.
Oh wait, is there a content warning for the new Aquaman movie that does warn you that Pitbull is going to be in it? Because I really thought I had that nailed down, and then I went to Aquaman and was like, crap.
Look, it's a summer blockbuster. I feel like if they were going to start warning people about Pitbull, then every movie would have that. Like, he's in all of them.
He is.
What do you have against Mr. Worldwide, Solon?
We were going to, in the plot of Aquaman, you're going to the tropical island of Africa, and you're seeing the beach, like, waves rolling over, and Pitbull's playing, and then they like, hard cut to the Sahara Desert. And they play Toto's Africa, and it's Pitbull on the track. And, it was sensual, it was a sensory overload moment.
That sounds terrible.
It was a lot. Inside an otherwise stellar movie.
Mm-hmm. Great.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure.
Right, we got one more question. And it's a bit strange, but I'll do it because I'm feeling nice for the new year. But if you want to sound like these folks, go ahead and send a question to videogamechoochoo.tumblr.com/ask, and you'll sound like this anonymous person here. Alright, it's, hey Choochers, can you guess my game of the year 2018? Hints. I'm a girl that likes girls, and indie games, and Smash Bros. I guess we have to guess what it is, even though I can see what it is right here, so I guess I can't.
Is it Super Smash Bros?
No.
Wait, was this game of the year 2019? The next
2018.
One?
No.
Oh. It was obviously Digimon Cyber Sleuth Hacker's Memory.
No.
Damn.
Was it Heaven Will Be Mine?
No.
Okay.
Solon, here, you get one more.
Oh, sweet, I get one more. I'm gonna guess God of War.
No.
Damn.
They're saying, that's right, baby, Slap City. What do you mean early access? Well, it's Game of the Year 2019 then. Have any of you tried this game? You should. It's a Smash clone, and it's got Goddess of Explosions in it.
What?
I've heard of this.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I hear a lot of people talking about Smash clones, and maybe this is just me, because I do know people that want to have that kind of gameplay. But for me, the big reason why I like Smash as much as I do is because of the history of Nintendo that's in it. So just having a bunch of random characters doesn't really appeal to me as much as actual Smash Bros. Does.
Oh, but the It'll Do characters in this. Is that what I'm seeing on this?
Yeah, I think Slap City has a bunch of indie game characters, so I mean, that
Cute.
might be interesting. Like, I at least am happy that they have a game like that is more centralized, because there's like, there's Brawl Out, and it has like Rayman in it, and that's it. And then like the games where it's all super separated, where it's like, this game has like the Hyper Light Drifter character and Guacamelee guy, and that's it. And it's like, why don't you just get a bunch of indie game characters in one Smash Bros. Ripoff? Like, just do that. And then I'll be a little more interested, because I'll be like, oh, hey, I want to play as Guacamelee guy. Like, that'll be fun. I don't know. Maybe that's a little mean, but I don't know.
I like that Slab City is going to continue the tradition of a Smash game coming out every year, because Rival of Aether came out last year, and so did Brawlhalla? Is that the one you just said?
I think that's what it's called, yeah.
And then Smash came out in 2018. And then now Slap City's coming out in 2019.
And probably like 6 or 7 others, because there's a ton of them
That
now.
gives us enough time for more to come out in 2020. Like, I think I think we've got good precedents now.
I guess so.
I haven't touched any of them that are bad, honestly. And so, like, if they want to just keep making great platforming fighting games, eventually we'll just keep making better and better ones, I think.
Yeah, like, I don't think they're bad or anything.
No.
I'm always just like, I just would rather play actual Smash Bros. Because I want to play as fucking Pokemon and Solid Snake and shit like that, you know? Like, that's the appeal for me. Oh.
Did you ever play that, it was like an Onimusha version of Smash Bros. That they made, like, years ago?
No?
It was... I don't think many people, like, what was it called? Blade Warriors, yes, okay. It was essentially them trying to make Smash Brothers, but with Onimusha characters. It was weird and bad.
Oh, I'm looking at this character select screen, and I'm like, yep, they literally did Melee on PS2.
Yeah, they did, and, like, that series doesn't have a lot of, like, great characters. Like, it was like, I think that game just like had characters that were just like the regular fodder from the main games. It was weird. A friend of mine had it. It was terrible.
They also
and yet it's probably the Smash game I played the most.
They have a platforming level that looks like side cutout of a old style house made of wood, and this definitely looks exactly like the intro to Home Improvement, where they have like the video game section. That's what they're fighting on, is the Home Improvement introduction screen.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, there you go, folks. That's how you do it. Maybe one of the... You know what? Maybe I'll try to look into more of these Smash clones. Maybe that'll be fun to look at. We'll see how that goes.
I think Brawlhalla's free to play, I think.
It is, yeah. Like, I think I tried it and I couldn't get into it because I downloaded it and I was like, oh, well, here's Rayman. I know Rayman, so I tried to mess around with him and I couldn't really get too into it. But, you know, who knows? Maybe I'll give it another go. But that should be it for this week's episode. Thank you all for being on. Go check out our Game of the Year stuff again, because it's there, and, you know, more eyes, more prize. I don't know what that means. But thank you so much for listening. We are on Twitter at VGCC. We're on Tumblr, videogamechoochoo.tumblr.com. We have our Discord server, which is thegamezone.zone. It's a great place to hang out and I guess watch Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. You just type that into your web browser and it'll bring you right there. I'd like to thank Magic Circuit /Melt Channel for our theme song Crush off of the album Magic is Real. You can listen to that and other rockin' tunes at meltchannel.bandcamp.com, or you can listen to their more current output at magic-circuit or soundcloud.com /magic-circuit. And finally, if you really like us and you want to support us, it's patreon.com/VGCC. You can give us just $1 and you get episodes of Chooch Unlimited Train Works a whole week early. It's very exciting. Is there anything y'all want to plug before we shut this down?
Go watch Until We Beat, twitch.tv/SolonFace. Every weekend we're going to be playing Kingdom Hearts until the third one comes out, and we're going to learn everything we can about the lore of Kingdom Hearts. It's going to be an in-depth dive into me trying to understand what the hell is happening in that series. and I'm gonna understand.
Well, good luck with that.
Thank you.
And all of you, have a good time out there. We'll see you next week with another episode of the Video Game Choo Choo podcast. So long.